What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. We are back for another round of the Race Spec F1 Esports Pacific Series for round number 2 here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Here's a view of the calendar, which came out a little bit of a week later, but that's okay. There you can have a quick pause of that at the moment, but there you go. Championship-wise, we're position 3. Obviously, in the championship, nothing's changed there. Williams, position 2 in the Constructors' Championship. And obviously, there's the full results if you missed out last time out. Now, this is the squad championship position. As you can see, Williams are currently second, well, equal first, you could say, with Mercedes there on 112 points. Now, this is something a little bit different that Race Spec have been doing this year, and I'll try and explain it the best I can. So, how the squad championship works is points from the top 5 highest point scoring drivers in each squad from a round get added to the squad total. And points scored by additional drivers outside the top 5 in their squad will not be added to the squad total. So obviously, in this case, obviously it was me. If you take the first round, it was obviously me with the third place, and of course Todster didn't obviously score any points, so his points won't be added. So continuing on, so for example, if the top 5 drivers in the squad each finish 4th, then the points from any additional driver to finish 4th or lower do not get added to the total. So pretty much all the high-ish positions, you could say, and there's obviously quite a bit. So points for the top 5 may include fastest lap points, but from the top 5 drivers only. What else we got? Maximum amount of points available to each squad every round is 130 points, 5 race wins and 5 fastest laps. And as with any championship squad, the highest points total at the end of the season will win the squad championship. So it's something a little bit different as we go for a little bit of a spin there on our second flying lap there. And also there's a bit of an incentive as well. After the Drivers' Champions first choice of team, and if they stay in their respective league, all members of the winning squad for season 2 will have the next choice of team for season 3, in whichever league they play. Highly likely they'll get their first choice. As you can see, I think we work in tandem here at Williams, because I think my teammate Todster's actually had a bit of a spin as well down through turn 7 and 8 there. But yeah, that's something a little bit different, and it's something I've never heard of actually. And when I was thinking about signing up for this league, it sort of attracted my interest a little bit there. It's but if you're still trying to fathom that a little bit, then I don't know what I'll do there. I might try to explain it another time maybe or something, but that's the general gist of the squad.
Okay, we can take you this
the squad championship. But basically, if all of us drivers, it doesn't matter like what platform we're on, whether it's like obviously on our platform, on the platform here, PS4, if it's on the Xbox, if it's on the PC, doesn't matter what tier we're in. Whatever position we get, that's the points we'll get, sort of thing. So, so if we get certain decent positions in the race, the points then will obviously sort of count for that a little bit. I think that's it's probably, like I said, it's maybe a little bit difficult to understand there, but it's something a little bit different anyway. But anyway, we've come obviously into the pit lane here. We're actually in the pit lane, just about to leave now on a set of the medium compound of tyres. Now, obviously, Bahrain, it's not one of my favourite tracks at all. I've said this many of times. This track and me do not gel well. I don't know what it is, but I have no words about this one anyway. But we'll stick aboard here actually for my fastest lap of the qualifying session. I think this is. Yeah, it is actually, with about 5 minutes to go. Now, I realise I did start a little bit earlier here, but I just wanted to make sure, considering that you get full grids every single week for this. Well, it was pretty much full the last week, and I think you would get a full grid this week as well. So
we have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
After a brilliant start all around for the second season of this Race Spec F1 Esports Pacific Series, which of course is on the Tuesday nights on the PS4. I do have a Discord channel as well, so if you do want to get involved, or you want to follow them on Twitter, maybe obviously try and get in contact with them on Twitter if you want to know how to get involved with this. You obviously have to have a Discord account. That's the easiest way to get in here. So and probably one of the only ways you'll get in anyway. But anyway, we go to turn 10, trickiest corner around here. Obviously got it right then, but again, I was still struggling with that corner quite a bit here. But you see, we've dropped way down here to a P17 here. Obviously, first couple of runs there, you would have seen we were on the hard compounded tyres, and the time we set then was about what was the quickest time we set? About 30.441. Obviously, the second and third times the second time we spun, and the third time we validated our lap time here. But this lap looks pretty decent at the moment. Somehow I got a purple middle sector, and I've sort of heard around the traps a little bit that it's sort of a little bit of a glitch there. You don't actually have the fastest sort of middle sector there, but in the end we do move up into P3 there with a 1 minute 28.125. So as opposed to the P3 as we let one of the Haas boys come out of the pit lane there as we come back into the pit lane here with just a little bit under 2 minutes to go here. Now, I mean, I was sort of, you know, a little bit tempted to maybe...
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:28.1.
Thank you, Jeff, as always. Now, you probably sense there, I was sort of tempted a little bit to maybe like try something a little bit different, like maybe actually qualify on the soft tyres, because then maybe we might have a decent starting position here. But I thought with that lap time there, and obviously with the time remaining, obviously it was probably not worth it in the end. So we're pretty much just retired on the spot there as it is. So Spilly going straight into the wall there. Not entirely sure what the reasoning was for that one there, but anyway, we'll move on from that one. We'll just pretend, Spilly will probably just pretend that's just nothing happened there anyway. But anyway, in the end, X Revolution does take pole position yet again, so that's back-to-back poles for him with a 27.38. So a good job for him. Banana Cake Pie on the front row on the soft compound tyres. We end up P7 just behind Plevs there. And of course, our teammate ends up P12 outside the point. Outside the points, outside qualifying. So he'll start on the fresh compounded tyres. And there's a few guys down the order a little bit swaggy, way down in P19 there on the soft tyres. But anyway, as I try to catch my breath there, getting to the race strategy. Well, we're getting to the start of the race. We're on the grid. Obviously, dry weather conditions around Bahrain. I've never seen it rain around here, and I don't expect that to change anytime soon. But pretty simple strategy-wise here. It's a one-stop, mediums to hards. It seems pretty simple, really. So we're going to see how we are compared to what it was back in ARL as we set off for the formation lap.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on a full start. We don't want to bog down.
Thank you, Jeff. Thankfully, we didn't bog down on the formation lap there. But, yeah, for this one, I was just hoping for a decent-ish result. Obviously, the last time out in Australia, which, by the way, if you haven't checked that video out, then do go check it out. I'll probably give it a little bit of a spoiler away, obviously, where I finished. But that was definitely a great race. But I just wanted to sort of keep the momentum going a little bit. And even if I just score some points for this race, I would literally just take it here, because, like I said, this track is not one of my favourites at all here, and I've had shocking results in the past. And there's a bit of a mixed-up grid as well, because some of the guys are on mediums and some are on softs. So expect the soft guys to maybe have a quick start here. So here we go. We're all set for round number 2 here at Bahrain. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Sakir. We've got Plez's point of view on the top right of screen there, as Zach is absolutely nowhere off the line there. But looks like he got a heap of wheel spin there. Thankfully, he was at NP3, so I don't think he's lost too many spots there. We go right around the outside here, just to avoid all the chaos. This is Shumbo. I think there was a little bit of a sideways moment there. We lose a spot there to Zephy in the Haas, as we get a track limits extension warning already. There's actually both the Haas's are going side by side here. One's on the these guys are on different tyre strategies. Obviously, Zephy's on the mediums, and F1 Hawk, I think it is on the soft top compounded tyres. But so far, so good, keeping it clean here at the moment, as these guys are still going side by side. Plev's trying to get a move done on my teammate, I think it is. Yes.
Let's focus now for the rest of the race.
Oh, no, sorry, that's me. My bad. I'm way off the pace here. Jesus, sorry about that. As Zephy now gets to move down the inside of F1 Hawk here, but me and Plevs here just going side by side here, as got some pretty good straight line speed or drive out of the corner there. I don't know what it was there, but Plevs made that pretty easy, and he gets up into position 8 there. And these two Haas boys in front here look like they're going maybe a bit of a side-by-side action here. All very sideways there from Zephy. But a little bit of a look there on Plevs, but wasn't really quite close enough there as well. Very lazy tail behind on the soft compounded tyres as well, so was looking out for him as well. Obviously, with the quicker rubber that he's got, he's a little look up the inside here, but we run very wide here coming onto the second to last corner here. we're not having the greatest runs here as we try and sort of follow the slipstream there of those fellas in front there. Actually misshifted or upshifted too early there, so I've gone up to 8th gear way too early for that corner there as we go side by side here with very lazy towel here, and look out of nowhere. You can see on the top right there comes Sideshow Prod out of nowhere. Was not expecting him to come into the picture very quickly, but he's got that move done. But obviously there is still a bit of lag on. That's obviously from potentially me, I think. So apologies to the guys if anyone was affected there. But now curving Texas go around the outside here, going side by side. This is not really an ideal spot to have two cars going through there, but somehow make it work. Now curving Texas get up into P11 there. Now we're going side by side now with 40. Who's probably one of the guys who started from the, I would say that it was either the mid-pack or the rear of the grid, but there goes 40 up the inside. Makes it pretty simple here, but yeah, some unknown reason, pace just doesn't seem there at all. We have a little bit of look back up the inside here of 40 as we give him enough room there. He gives us enough room, I should say, but thankfully that is all clean there at the moment. There's someone up the inside that is curving Texas on Sideshow. These two are going to have a pretty decent battle in front. Obviously got my teammate Toddy behind on the hard compounded tyres, so he's doing the opposite strategy to me, so it's definitely one to keep an eye on. So we have a lock break up into the final couple of corners there. Managed to hang on for the time being ahead of Toddy, but I thought he was going to actually make the move then, but thankfully we got away with that one. We've got some pretty decent straight line speed as well, so give it a nice little close up here. Is all getting very close to that rear end of the Ferrari of 40, and curving Texas and Sideshow is still battling away here for position. Oh god, what is it? P10 and 11, I think, for the final points paying position here. Is now curving Texas goes up the inside. Now, I think he's made that move stick, but now just trying to stick behind these guys as quickly as we can here. We'll skip a little bit further ahead. Here's the Sideshow, look very close there to the back of that Renault of curving Texas. Now 40 trying to go right around the outside here. You never see cars go right around the outside. Has to probably track extend a little bit there, does 40, but somehow he's made the move, and he's still track extending here at the moment here. But I think he's got the move done. Head up into P11 for him. Now we're trying to put the pressure here on the Sideshow. A little bit too close for company there as Sideshow looks to have a go on 40 here. Now, obviously, the DRS now been enabled, but was he just trying to get past Sideshow as quick as he could? I don't know whether 40 was trying to give me a little slipstream there, but didn't quite work out the end because he's still got some decent straight line speed. Have a lock break going into turn 1 because I did not want to drill him up the arse there into turn 1, but we managed to keep clean, and obviously we've dropped back behind a little bit there early on in the lap, but later on in the lap, obviously we've caught up right up to the back of him now, so we've got his point of view as well on the top right of screen here. Now we get a decent run here coming off turn 13 there. We actually started to pull away from Toddy behind, I think, as well, or I'm not sure exactly how that worked. I think he might have actually lost a spot there. I'm not entirely sure there, but anyway, we got the move done on Sideshow. But I had a feeling he would fight back here, and my prayers were pretty much answered here as he got the DRS. Obviously, has going straight up the inside here. Break as deep as we dare to just try and get this position, and we just managed to hang on for the time being here. Now we'll obviously try and cover off the move up the inside here into turn 4, which obviously making Sideshow go the long way around here, but it's quite possible if he can get the drive out of this corner here, which I think he's going to do, and here comes Crossy, the other Ferrari, right around the outside, and he's actually going to make that move as well. So we are really dropping like a fly here pretty quickly here as we get right up nearly the rear end, have a bit of a brake lock up there, nearly drilled Crossy there. Here comes Swaggy. There's obviously another one that started from the rear of the grid, I think. It was Swaggy, but now he's got around the outside, so everyone's literally passing me around the outside. And like I said, we're dropping like a fly. We've dropped from like 7th to 15th in 4 or 5 laps. Incredible stuff, isn't it? There's yellow flags ahead. I think that's for the Red Bull as we get a 3-second time penalty there for obviously too many warnings.
The time penalty will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Yeah, one of the Red Bulls banana cake pie, I think it was. I think he started on the soft tyres, so he's pretty much trying to do a similar strategy there as he cuts across there a little bit there into coming into the pit lane here. But now we're literally getting all the slipstream here. As I did obviously get past Swaggy a little bit there. I was tempted to go for a move on Sideshow, but I thought I didn't want to cause any carnage there and obviously tangle with Swaggy, but managed to just back out of that one and just settle there behind and just follow these guys. But now Swaggy's now got by Sideshow. So now we're going to maybe have a look here up into turn 4. No, not quite there. It's Jay Schmidt now with a 31.4, I think it was. Or I think he had to come in early for a pit stop there. I'm not entirely sure what happened. He might have got some front wing damage there, but get a nice run here. Look up the inside. It is a little bit of lag. That's mainly from me, I think, as there's my teammate right behind me as well. So I have to keep an eye out for that battle as well. It's literally all happening in the first 6 laps. Have a look up the inside here again into turn 13, but again, not quite close enough here. But just going to see if we can try and get the drive out of here. See Toddy's sort of fallen away a little bit as well as looks like Sideshow run very wide there coming out of the penultimate corner there. So we're going to try and get the run on him here. I think he's still got DRS. I was wondering whether he's still got DRS ahead from Crossy's car, but he somehow managed to do it. And really decent straight line speed, I've got to say, from a Sideshow there. But probably the DRS would have maybe helped him a little bit there as we just trying to get the move done. Maybe give him a little bit of a squeeze there, but now we're going side by side, and I think we're now got the position and actually going to bring my teammate along with me for the ride. So back up into 12 now. Toddy has a look up the inside into this corner, but I think he might not quite have enough there as we actually go through each other there. So sorry to my teammate there. Has run very wide through here. Now we're still going side by side of teammates. But I think Toddy's now got to get in this position now. Yes, he does. And I think Sideshow lost the spot there to a couple of spots actually. But anyway, here's a couple of replays from the start here. So obviously Banana Cake Pie started on the front row and obviously on a different tyre strategy. So I was thinking maybe he was trying to do the similar strategy to what he did in ARL. Just giving a little bit of a little tiny squeeze. I won't say it's a lot, but to X Revolution there, who started on pole, but he managed to get the jump there, did Banana Cake Pie. But we'll jump aboard now with Zach Crichton in the Mercedes. You can see he's behind both Shumbo and Spilly in front there, and I think Revolution's in there as well. But Zach goes for a massive move up the inside there, both Shumbo and Spilly there, and somehow manages to get 2 in 1 go there. I don't know how on earth he pulled it off. He probably wasn't expecting to pull 2 moves in 1 go here, but now trying to get the run here on X Revolution there. I don't think he quite have enough in the end there, but as again, I could be wrong there. Anyway, there's a replay from Sideshow. See, trying to get a good start here. Obviously, first on the hard compound tyres. Plebs didn't quite have the greatest of starts, I don't think. So you're going side by side through here. Literally nearly 3 wide there with Plebs in the very lazy towel. He had a bit of a moment there, did Sideshow, but managed to survive it all, so that's the main thing. Now through turn 4, which is another tricky corner here, which obviously can cause carnage as well. But thankfully, they've all managed to survive through here and go through it all cleanly. Sideshow gives a little bit of a nudge there to Towel there. Don't think it was on purpose at all, but now it might.
And I got yellow front wing from that.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes my race.
Yeah, he's pretty much not happy.
Might be a 2-stopper
after that
for us.
at the moment. It's Kirby Texas, I think, had a look up the inside there into turn 11 there, but no can do. But jumper back aboard here with Crossy from the start. So obviously got Toddy alongside him. He didn't have the greatest of starts either. Crossy there is curving Texas on the outside there and trying to make it 3 wide again behind, but he's trying to go the long way around here on my teammate and manages to just get in front there of Toddster there as Crossy. I think he's just managed to keep ahead as well. Now stuck behind curving Texas. Toddy actually went for a big boy dive up the inside there. Nearly got 2 in 1. But he only got Crossy in the end, not quite curving Texas. Here's the Ferraris boys going side by side, and I think 40's just got the move done. Had a little bit of run over the curb there, coming out of turn 7 there, which is quite a tricky curve. Obviously, if you get it wrong, if you ride the curb wrong, you'll easily get, you easily probably get spun around. But
alright, Zach's gone by and
lap
X Revolution
4.
just fucking sent it.
Zach, not quite. No, I wouldn't say I'd send it there, but Revolution now up the inside of Banana Cake Pie. I think starting to struggle a little bit here on the soft compounded tyres. Here comes Spilly as well. As you see how the gap that Zach's pulled away. His Revolution goes for a
Revolution
big dive
again,
bomb, and
fucked up.
again didn't quite pull it off here. And Spilly's going to take full advantage of this. 2 for 1 move, not quite.
No, fucking hell.
Just manages to hang on for the time being. There's Banana Cake Pie. Here comes Spilly now up the inside. They should just give each other racing room there. Does Spilly have a look there? I don't think he'll probably have a look down here in turn 9 at all. Running very wide there goes Banana Cake Pie. And again, this is from his live stream, so hence why there's noises in the background there. And now there goes Spilly. There with the, yeah, he's got the DRS as well, so he gets up the inside. Little bit of a tiny touch there. But here comes Revolution now, trying to do what 40 did, I think, a little bit earlier on. Still side by side with these two, and still going side by side even to turn 13 there. But now Revolution gets that move done in the end there. It's, back we go now with Plebs, who's trying to put the move here on Zeffy, one of the Haas boys, into turn 1. Get the car pulled up. A little bit of a squeeze there and up into position 7 there. So nice job there from Plebs. Now back we go again to Crossy. He's trying to put a move on my teammate here up the inside into turn 8 here, which is obviously one of the most famed passing spots around there. And Swaggy, I think, followed him through there, so that's probably hence why
I'm holding up everyone from
Todster went a bit further back here. Is Banana Cake Pie.
Oh, I just spun it!
So that would probably explain the yellow flag that occurred in front there. And literally, if you touch that turn 12 curb, you're just really a passenger at that point in time. But oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean, had to take avoiding action. The guys in front there, I think F1 Hawk and Plebs a little bit there, had to take avoiding action there. But anyway, they've managed to survive all that. But this was the interesting way to get through to the pit lane. I know Banana Cake Pie was obviously trying to get into the pit lane, but that would have been mighty close, nearly putting him in the wall there. Had it gone wrong there, but here he comes into the pit lane.
And pit lane, like fucking god damn it.
Well, I mean, 20k over the speed over there, so that's anyway. He's coming to the pit lane now for another set of soft compound tyres, so that's definitely a 2-stop now for Banana Cake Pie. At lap 6 we go with Crossy and Swaggy. Here comes Swaggy up the inside here into turn 11. I should get the move done. A little bit of a touch there, but no harm done. Excuse me. As we finally get back to our point of view on lap 8, there's yellow flags ahead, so
there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
There's been an incident of some sort there. We might actually see a replay in a moment or two here, but now got the DRS here as we begin lap 9 here of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Now starting to close in here on Toddy here for into turn 1. Go for a big move up the inside here. Just managed to slow it down here and still giving each other racing room here. Well, that's what I was trying to do anyway, but now have another crack here going up into turn 4, but not really quite close enough here for a move up there. And we've got Aaron behind as well, who's filling again in the Mercedes for this round as well. So we'll jump over back with Plebs here. This is the replay on lap 8. Oh, okay, so definitely got a bit of a touch there, I think, from Zeffy, it looked like, in the Haas. Obviously, Plebs had reset himself to track there, and thank God for the ghosting, because that could have been a bit ugly there. Had it been a 3-4 car pile-up, but thankfully it was all good there with the ghosting. As here comes the Rock, I think, is it, on side? Yes, it is.
Renault Plebs just got spun.
He was here in the background there. Someone was near Plebs at that moment. Now here
just
comes
smashed him.
the Rock up the inside.
Zeffy
Turn 4. But again, these two still going side by side.
That's why I said put him in there, bro. Record him.
Sideshow just manages to hang on for the time being. Now back to Plebs, who's now got a very fast flying Swaggy here. Look at the drive out of the corner here at turn 10. Not Plebs. Swaggy just makes easy mincemeat there, and he gets the move done before turn 11 there. So anyway, lap 10, you can see pit stops are now starting to happen here. There's actually, I think, a few of the soft tyre runners. They've done an incredible job to get their soft tyres this far as we rake very deep there into turn 1. Definitely not planned at all on that stage, but we haven't lost a whole heap of momentum here, and you can see now we're under attack from Aaron here into turn 4. But it doesn't go for the move there. May have just had enough speed on him for the time being there. But can't remember who it was that came into pit lane. I think Lazy Towel, Chumbo possibly, and anybody on these, probably on the soft compound tyres, would have been the ones coming into the pits. But I think we're actually going to box this lap as well. So obviously myself and Tiny were on two different strategies. So we're going to come into the pit lane now, get us slow down as best we can, and we've sped into the pit lane. So maybe I sort of misjudged where I should have braked there coming into the pits, but anyway, it is what it is now. Can't really change it. So make our way into our pit box, onto the hard compound tyres, and away we go. Nice job from the Williams boys. There's a couple of others that came into the pit lane as well. I think the race, Zach Crichton may have come in. I think Spilly might have come in. But we come out in a bit of fresh air just behind Very Lazy Towel in P19. With Dr. Dre not too far behind either, but we jump aboard now with some replays here with both Crossy and Plebs. These two are battling for 7th and 8th here, and I think it was 7th and 8th until a couple of guys actually come into the pit lane, but Crossy gets the move done into turn 1. A little bit sideways on the exit there is Crossy, but he manages to get the move done for the time being. Now, Sideshow, back we go to him. I think he's still battling away here with the Rock, and he's got someone else behind him here. Rock goes up the inside here. Might have been a touch there. Coming into turn 4. Now they're still going side by side through here. Not ideal going through side by side through here. And here comes Zach going right way around the outside. But manages to get that move done as well. So very handy for Zach as Sideshow just gives him a little bit of a nudge there. No harm done there. But anyway, lap 12. Plebs has come into the pit lane, so is 40. I don't know whether anybody else has actually come into the pit lane, so this is pretty much all the medium compound runners. It's probably about the lap time you want to come. Yep. The time you want to come into the pit lane for go from off the mediums and getting onto the hard compound tyres. But now Sideshow under attack here from I think that's X Revolution. Yes, it is. And easily makes that move done. Nice. Seaway is the quickest man on track at the moment here, but now we're going to put some pressure on X Revolution's teammate, Very Lazy Tower here, who's been on, I think, these hard tyres a couple of laps now, I think, from memory, as we get the fastest final sector there. Go for a move up the inside here to turn 1 as we get our braking marker buggered up big time through there, and to literally go straight ahead. Thankfully, Lazy Tower didn't turn in on me, because otherwise that could have been a little bit ugly there. But thankfully we all survived that, and including Plebs as well, who came out of the pits just ahead of us and at the time here as we go down here into turn. Wow, this is actually lap 13, so this was my fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So we'll take a lap aboard this Sakir circuit. This is obviously the second of the DRS zones here. Break about the 100-metre board there. I always kept thinking it was the 50-metre board, but it's not. Around here, right the curve there a little bit, and the turn 4 now 5 and 6. Turns 5 now 6 and 7. Don't want to run it out too wide over those curves, because you'll easily spin the car if you get on those curves. But anyway, turn 8, just using third gear just to try and avoid the wheel spin coming out of the corner there, which was pretty handy. It's sort of handy as well for tyre wear, as well as we get a big brake lock up into the turn 10 there. I did say I was still struggling with this car, well, at that part of the circuit there, but here's the third of the DRS zones on this sort of, is it the second DRS zone or the third? I don't actually know, but anyway, now coming up through this loop, 11 and 12, obviously where Banana Cake Pie touched that curve there a little bit earlier on. We're about 3.5 tenths up on our, 7 tenths quicker than previous best lap time on the medium compound tyres. So I don't know what it is. Maybe just got a little bit of pace back here. This runner's Lazy Tower gets very wide coming out the final couple of corners there, but managed to just get away with that as we set our personal best with a 1 minute 31.323 as we got plenty of straight line speed. Might have a little look on the inside on Very Lazy Town. No, we're not quite close enough. There's a couple of other guys, or maybe someone else had come into the pit lane there. I'm not sure whether it was the other Toro Rosso or not, but they're obviously now up into position 18. Had a little bit of a look here through turn 4 here as we try to get on the power. Here's the Lazy Town loses the back end, just only a tiny little bit there, and that was just a welcome message to say thank you, and we get up into now position 17 just behind Plebs. Sideshow, a massive dive bomb there. It's a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting.
Totally missed the break.
He's now going to let this position go here, or they're going side by side. Actually, they might have been going side by side through there. But anyway, now onto lap 15 now. Someone else into the pit lane.
0.8 seconds.
It's Banana Cake Pie, I think, for maybe his second stop of the race. So what was starting out as a great day for Banana Cake Pie has not really turned out well. He is now Sideshow, lap 16, under attack from Spilly. And there you go. Spilly gets back up into position 8. And I think Sideshow's still yet to pit at this stage. Here comes Crossy with a massive brake lockup coming into the pit lane. Thankfully managed to slow it down. Because this is lap 17. So onto the medium compounds and away he goes. Just got enough room ahead of my teammate there. But this will be interesting to see what happens here coming out of the pit lane. So we've got Plevs on board here. And this is actually pretty close here between the two Renault boys here and the Ferrari. And I think Crossy's just going to split these two actually. So yes, he does. So Crossy now splitting the two Renault boys of Curving Texas and Plevs. This obviously, that was that message you saw there. Obviously my teammate coming into the pit lane. We might gain a few more spots here. There's a few others. We've got Aaron as well into the pit lane. We managed to keep ahead of him, but we don't actually manage to keep ahead of our teammate there. So we're probably not surprised there at all, because the way the pace has been this race just been nowhere really. But Toddy,
yeah, should be around one.
Managed to hang on for now. Here's Sideshow now coming into the pit lane.
They're not changing my front wing. What the fuck, cunt? Oh my god, man! I put it on yes, I put it on yes. I literally put it on fucking yes. What the fuck, game?
So you get, again, another week which has not gone well for Sideshow there. Now, the team won't even change his front wing. So that's brilliant stuff all around from Codemaster there. But that's Crossy just getting the move done quite easily on the other Renault of Curving Texas. So it moves him up a bit more into the top 10 here. There's a few other now coming into the pit lane. Jay Schmidt, Sideshow. There might have been someone else there. I can't actually remember them. We're now back up into P12 here, and there's a little bit of battle group just starting to brew ahead as well, which I was sort of hoping that these guys front would start to battle a bit more, so I could sort of gain up a little bit of time as we ride the curve way wrong there through turn 6 and 7 there. No, mainly through turn 7 there, the entry part of turn 7, but somehow managed to get away with it and didn't spin at all. But there's Crossy going up the inside of Shumbo there. But yeah, bad news is that Shumbo's, I don't think his internet's been too kind to him this race here. So actually they're ghosting through each other now at the moment. Not sure what happens when they actually tag each other, but I think Crossy would want to try and get past him as quickly as he can. Obviously with DRS, should be an easy ride through here, and might get it properly done into turn 1. Bahrain, he doesn't lag back in front of Crossy, but I think he's now got it done. Now he can chase after Zephy in front there. As now we're going back a little bit further back to Plevs, who obviously watching this with his teammate Curving Texas getting ahead of Shumbo there. I think Plevs will take maybe a full advantage of this one as well. Yes, he does. There's a Curving Texas actually goes very, very wide there, but manages to get that move done. And I probably think the only reason that Shumbo's sort of dropping back is because these guys on the much fresher rubber there, and maybe he's starting to fall back a little bit there, considering he did start on the soft compounded tyres. But anyway, back we go, lap 20 here. You can see Aaron here has just literally got much better pace here, and obviously different tyres strategy as well. So he was another one that started on the hards, now onto the medium, so now puts him up into P12. Now he can now go chase after my teammate a little bit further up the road. Now a bit further on, Crossy and Zephy. Oh, that was a little bit close for comfort there.
7 seconds up on you.
But managed to just get that move done there. As Crossy getting a little bit sideways coming out of turn 2 there. Might come under a bit of attack here from Zephy here. Look at quite a big defensive move down the inside there. Might have taken out one of the 50-metre break. It might have been a 150 braking marker. I'm not entirely sure there, but Crossy just managing to keep ahead of Zephy for the time being. But that'll be an interesting battle come later in the race. I know there's quite a difference between the tyre compound tyres, but no, it's not actually going to happen because unfortunately Zephy's actually spun the car now. I think he may have, excuse me, he may have actually done that on the exit curve there. As you can see, when we go past there he is off to the left-hand side there. So, really unfortunate for Zephy. He's doing a pretty decent job inside the points there, but fortunately sort of unravelled a little bit there as we come through here into turn 10. I see Zephy ahead. We get an update.
Old mediums. Their tyres are 4 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 30.3. They're extending their advantage by 2 seconds a lap.
So Aaron doesn't have any penalties.
They're on old hards. Their tyres are 8 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:32.9. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Okay, that's very important. As now Swaggy has actually left the session, and I think this is sort of the norm a little bit sometimes with Swaggy. I think his internet sort of plays up a little bit there, and unfortunately for Swaggy, because I think he was in a pretty decent position in maybe the top 5. So Plez got the move done on his teammate Curving Texas. Might have actually got a bit of a nudge there from Toddster in front there. You can just actually see here, because actually might have actually, I think from what I saw there on Plez's footage, that Toddster maybe tried a bit of an ambitious move down there into turn 1 and it didn't quite work out. Obviously made contact with Plez and then got spun around there. So he's now back behind us now is Toddster. So now we're back up at P11, I think it is. And so I think Shumbo and Curving Texas might have been having a little bit of battle. Here's the Rock.
Caution.
Sideshow and the Rock having a little bit of a battle here, going down to turn 1, lap 22. Sideshow can have a look at the inside here into turn 1.
Oh, it was
Yes, he
Toddy.
will.
It was fucking Toddy.
He gets that move done.
Oh, he's going to be pissed. Good.
But now this is an interesting battle here for the race lead, because it is very, very tight between these two. Here's Revolution's now closing in here. Zach goes straight down the middle of the road there and just manages to slow the car down a bit there and try to go around the outside. There's Revolution, but not quite close enough there. And if you go, I'll obviously leave the link to the YouTube channel, but go and check out that final few laps of that race, because that was pretty epic there. And I think Expert pretty much had not much voice left after that, but that's Swaggy's ghost car. She come into the pit lane there, which is supposed to do is now Toddster goes for a move up the inside there. We sort of bang wheels a little bit there, and and we lose a spot there to Zephy, of course. But yeah, to be honest, I wasn't overly thrilled with that at the time. I was thinking, teammate, what the hell are you doing there? But Toddy did mention when we chatted afterwards that he did lock up a little bit there, and yeah, it's just one of those things, really. We obviously do not want to tangle as teammates there, but hopefully maybe this is the one and only time we sort of tangle as teammates, but that was all right. At the end of the day, probably he had the much fresher rubber and obviously the different tyre strategy as well, so probably would have let him go back through anyway. But now Sideshow and the Rock are still battling away here. This is P14 and 15, I think. Still going side by side. The Rock had made a move around the outside. Not quite, hasn't got DRS, so Sideshow is going to go for a look down the inside. Oh, that's a little bit close there. Might have outbroken himself there a little bit there. Back we go to the front here for the lead. Revolution just trying to put Zach off a little bit here. Up the inside he goes. I think they're just giving each other enough room here. Just enough. A little bit of tyre contact there, but this is great battling all around. Here comes Revolution now. Look up the inside of the turn 4. Can Zach keep it in there? Might have just done enough there, and actually gets on the power pretty well and manages to hang on to the lead for the time being. And now, Russ obviously just trying to close back down here on the Zephy as we get a little bit close there coming into turn 13. And obviously Very Lazy Towel is not far behind as well, even though he's obviously been on those hard compounded tyres for a little bit longer than I have. So we're going to see maybe if we can try and make a move on Zephy here as we try and get the slipstream here. But obviously Zephy's got the slipstream on my teammate in front, so that's not really going to help me at this point in time. We're going to have a little look up the inside here. No, we're not quite close enough there. Have a little lock up there as we make a little bit of contact there. And here comes actually Very Lazy Towel, which I was it was sort of unexpected, that one. But anyway, We managed to get it done. Oh, managed to just hang on for the time being, and even with the help of DRS as well, which sort of helped me there a little bit. You can see he's right all over the back of my gearbox. There is Lazy Chow. So he just not have the greatest of runs through here, and he's trying to close back again on Zephy. He has a little bit of a look up the inside here, I think, the Lazy Chow, but not quite close enough in the end here. Back we go to the front here, and we've got lap 25 here. Now Zach will be under attack from Revolution again. This time he might actually have a much better run here. Does Revolution. Zach will break as deep as he can there. Or he can dare, I should say. Now these two go side by side here. And I think Zach's just managed to keep ahead at the time. But how much longer, I'm not sure. You've got to keep an eye on that fuel mixture as well, because it's very, very low on fuel, and probably ERS as well. But actually, ERS might be a little bit better. No, actually, I don't know. It's a little bit different when you see it on board when he's racing on the cockpit view there. But anyway, back we go now to our battle here. Obviously trying to get close in here on Zephy. We're a lot more closer than what we were the previous lap time. And obviously he's out of DRS as well to my teammate in front. So we have a look down the inside as we make contact. And that's pretty much set us on a spin there. We're pretty much out of control. We slam into Zephy. And poor old Lazy Tower just had literally nowhere to go there. So we get a 5-second penalty for the severe collision with Zephy there. And yeah, I mean, after that, I'm just getting out of everybody's road here. That really just got my blood boiling here. And I mean, after that, I just pretty much just rage quit after that. You can see on the screen here. Yeah, I just had enough, really. I mean, that was just... I don't really know what to say there. Look, I'll be honest, I was furious with Zephy after this. You'll see here, we'll have a look here on the slow-mo replay. You see here, I'm obviously trying to make a move here, but look how late he moves here. And I'm literally just about side by side on it. I mean, what is he doing? Does he not realise I'm there? And pretty much I'm out of control there. I had to literally slam into him there. And I pretty much had no choice but to slam into him there. And obviously, I feel sorry for Lazy Tower there, because he was the innocent bystander here. You'll have a listen here on his onboard.
Oh, Zephyr and VS Roscoe just had a fucking huge accident, and I've gotten the... Fuck me, man! How dog shit are you? Oh my god, man. How can I get fucking punished like that?
Yeah, you can tell that Lazy Tower was pretty pissed off at that one. I don't think he was pissed off at me, but might have just been pissed off at himself or something. I'm not entirely sure. But here's Sideshow.
I think so.
Trying to get back on
an 11th right
Zephy here, who's obviously now, I think maybe has some damage or something. I don't know. Maybe have gotten away with it there. But Sideshow around the outside into turn 11. That's a rare already. You see that happen here. But back we go to the leaders. They're still battling away here. Somehow they're managing to keep it clean. I don't know how it's not ended in tears yet. And obviously that was the moment when I retired. And probably at this stage I was thinking, with the obviously the update that the safety car had, I was predicting there was sort of going to be a safety car or a virtual safety car, but nothing. It didn't turn out to be anything in the end. There's Revolution had a little look up the inside into turn 4 to the penultimate corner there, but I think he's just waiting for this DRS straight here, because I reckon he might have a look down here into turn 1 yet again. Zach goes pretty much straight down the middle of the road there. Revolution going to go around the outside this time around, but Zigzag's now placed his car in a much better spot there, and just managed to hang on for the time being here. But does Revolution have another look down here into turn 4? He's really closing in here at a rapid rate of knots. Zach had to cover straight away there. Now Revolution going right around the outside there. Still going to side by side. Can they make it through here? I think Revolution will have to heat that spot. There he does. And thankfully they've kept it clean there. But yeah, I decided to just stay there and just in these last few laps and just watch what happened there. And Zephy retired, obviously. Would have been a little bit pissed off. And Lazy Towel pretty much just doing along the pit wall there. And then eventually does retire from the Grand Prix.
Yeah, yeah, look at you again, now, cunt. Wow.
I feel very sorry for Lazy Towel. He didn't deserve that anyway. And again, I apologise if there's a bit of contact between me and him in the end there. But again, his car was ghosted for me there, so it's sort of out of my hands there. As he comes, Jay Schmidt. up the inside. I think Sideshow's just decided to let him go here. And he
Lost go album. I was like, cheers, Zeffy, for that.
yeah, pretty much. I think that's what happened there. So lap 27 now, back with the lead as we go here. So we have a little look up the inside here as I think Revolution wanted to have a look there, but I don't know whether he's allowed to because obviously his teammates off the road there. Or he's, sorry, I should say his teammates parked up there, and I think he had to let the spot go back there, I think. But anyway, lap later, here comes Revolution again down the middle there. Going to go around the outside again. Zach goes in very deep there. Just managed to hang on again. I don't know how these two have not tangled here, and these two keep battling. Maybe Spilly might be... Oh no, actually, Spilly's not quite in the shot here. So it's basically just these two for the race victory. Here's a little bit more contact here in a turn 4. This time Revolution might have the better run here through the turn 6. But Zach's still hanging on here. It actually manages to hang on for the time being. So this is incredible racing all around from those guys. And again, I'll leave the link down below for the YouTube channel. Oh, Rock going very wide there, I think that was. And Sideshow takes full advantage of that one again. But like I said, if you want to check out the YouTube link down below, you'll see to go back and watch the stream of this. And I'll probably leave X Revolution's link as well if you want to go see his point of view. I probably would have included his point of view as well, but obviously his footage was sort of mixed between like his footage from the stream and music that I didn't want to have copyrighted on my channel. So apologies, Revolution, if you wanted to see your footage there, but yeah, that was just mainly the reason for that one there anyway. But like I said, you can watch the stream anyway, and I did capture this battle literally for this last lap of the Grand Prix. It's literally just going to go down. Who's going to have enough here? Zach comes the inside here. If Revolution get the drive out of here, he might get the position here, but I think Zach's just going to hang on for the race victory here. Only just. And it was only just between those two, but that was just great racing all around there from those two guys. So very well done to those two. As here comes Plebs, making one last lap chance here on Crossy. There was a little bit of contact there between those two, and Plebs does get the move done, but I don't think Crossy's quite done with him yet. Plebs goes straight away defensive, straight down the white line there, literally. But around the outside goes Crossy. He can get the drive out of here. Actually does get the drive out of here, does Crossy. And actually gets the spot done. It's the move done, I should say. Manages to hang on to his spot here as these two are still battling away here, even though this is off all 12th and 13th. Pretty much nothing, really, because obviously they're outside the points. But Sideshow up the inside. Very late dive bomb. Manages just to hang on in front of the Rock. Be enough. I think it might be just enough here, but now Plebs might be under attack. Yes, he is actually from the other Mercedes of Aaron, L3F4. And Aaron has obviously made his way from the back of the grid to up into what will now be probably P6. Yes, it will for Aaron. Yeah, but I think while watching this footage back, I don't think Plebs will give up without a fight here. As Aaron misses his apex massively through there. As obviously Zach wins the Grand Prix. Oh, very sideways there coming up the exit for Aaron there, unfortunately. And now, obviously, Aaron covers the inside line there, and Plebs goes to go right around the outside. There's a little bit of contact there. But Plebs actually gets the much better drive there, and he's actually going to hang on for P6. So a great effort just to manage to hang on to P6 there in the end for a Plebs. Never give up attitude there. That is something else anyway. Okay, he probably could say the same
get me here,
for the leaders as well. Here comes the Rock up the inside again on a Sideshow. And I think he'll get it done, will he? Yes, he will. So that'll probably leave him up in the P12 in the end there. And watch to the end of the battle with these guys. I think Shumbo's just going to hang on in front of Toddy there. But unfortunately for Toddy, he did have a penalty, or one or two penalties. Can't actually remember. They dropped him out of the points there. So not a great day all around, unfortunately, for the two Williams guys. But, yeah, what can I say there? Again, I'll leave the link to the YouTube channel below if you want to see the live stream, because if you watch the live stream, it was pretty much epic between those two of Zach Crichton and X Revolution there. So, great job all around. They kept it clean all the way through, and, yeah, what more can you say? Zach just manages to come out on top there in the end, and, yeah, Spilly just pretty much in position 3 there. Yeah, at the end of the race. We'll have a look at the final race results here in a second or so, but There's literally nothing across the line there. I think it might have been not quite a... What was it in the end? I can't actually tell there. You'll be able to see it on your screen there. But there's Zach Crichton, next Revolution. And Spilly, 1, 2, and 3. 40, fourth ahead of Crossy in P5. So good result there from the Ferraris. Then Plebs, Aaron in P7. Kirby, Texas, Jumbo, and who's there? Jay Schmidt actually managed to get back into the 10 somehow. Then you got Toddster in P11, The Rock, Sideshow, F1 Hawk, Banana Cake Pie, Dr. Dre, Swaggy, Lazy Towel, Zeffy, and myself, pretty much. Well, Lazy Towel, Zeffy, and myself were the DNFs, and Swaggy obviously disconnected from the lobby there. So, yeah, wasn't the ideal way in the end. And I did take Zeffy to the stewards for that one, and I'll update you or what happened there. Probably in the next race meeting, I think. So we obviously just have a look at the race director there. But championship-wise, it's now, what is that? I can't even read that on my screen there. So, X Revolution still leads the championship, I think, over Zach Crichton. You'll be able to see all the points there anyway. So, apologies in advance if I can't read it properly. But it's like, it's in the teens, I know that. But anyway, Aaron is still up into P3, then ahead of Crossy, Spilly. Players will drop back to P7, obviously, with our 0 points. There you go, 40. Curly, Texas, Swaggy, and Shumbo in the top 11 anyway. But McLaren still lead the Constructors' Championship, only by 9 points ahead of Ferrari. Mercedes in position 3, and Renault Racing Point. Williams there in position 6, so we've dropped back a little bit as well. Alfa Romeo and Haas with the 1 singular point, and the 2 Red Bull teams are still yet to score a point for this season. So hopefully that could change in the not too distant future here as well. But we'll have you'll be able to see the proper look of the standings there as well, so you can check that out where everyone finished there, and where obviously who's driving what this season. But yeah, after this race, I was expecting to have a few highlights for you guys and girls, but unfortunately, I don't know what it is. But obviously, when he retired from the race, when he like 4 or 5 laps when I finished from the end, I think it was, didn't actually have any highlights in the end. So I apologise for that, but that's pretty much out of my hands there. I don't know what the go is there, but anyway, there is basically just no highlights. So anyway, that is it for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Sorry, it's a bit dour on my point of view, but anyway, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more Race Spec F1 Esports Pacific Series on F1 2019, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, all my social media links will be down in the description. Plus, you can check out the links for the Race Spec YouTube channel and the Twitter channel. I've probably mentioned that many times now. I'll probably leave the Instagram channel. I don't know. And also, go check out the links as well to all the other guys' footage as well that I've included in the video. But yeah, until the next one, which should be... What's next? The Chinese Grand Prix. It is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.